because somebody in here talking a whole bunch of stuff about what he knows. We know he a football expert, but damn it, he an author too now. So guess what? He think he the man. He thinks he's the man. About to find out. First takes in the house. Let's go.
Good day. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to First Take. Thank you for being with us. Super Bowl champ Keyshawn Johnson, an author, Stephen A. Smith. I'm Molly Karam Rose. The Forgotten First.
The Forgotten First. You see the title, see the name on the top of that book right there? See the name on top of that book right there? That's Keyshawn Johnson.
My man Bob Glauber in there with me.
Yeah, he's good.
I worked on the book with him. I didn't write the book.
What's it about?
It's about 4 black NFL players that was reintegrated in 1946 back into the NFL.
All right.
It was a little 12-year hiatus right there that we were not allowed to be a part of the NFL. It's
important story to tell.
Absolutely, 100%.
Right. Good for you.
Way to go, my man. Way to go.
I just got to say one thing.
Yes.
You're a little too excited.
Yeah.
You played the Lions. Yeah. Relax.
Yeah,
it's not a Super Bowl.
Let's go, Molly.
Right.
Let's go.
Aaron Jones playing inspired to honor his father.
I think we maybe tried to show that we cared a little bit more than. I just think people like to say a lot of bullshit, and it's nice to come back in here after a game like that.
Aaron, see why you all get along, because that's something you would do if you played in a post-game press conference. Right. All right, they played the Lions, but I'll let you celebrate. Is the Rodgers concern gone?
Well, first of all, yes. Let me say that very, very quickly. I'm not concerned about Aaron Rodgers. I was disgusted by that atrocious performance he put forth a week ago, which is something that I came on television and acknowledged. He could call it BS all he wants to. We all know how much I love Aaron Rodgers. He's a bad man, but he was very, very bad in week 1. It was an embarrassing performance he put up against the New Orleans Saints, and there's absolutely positively nothing wrong with somebody pointing that out, because Aaron Rodgers needs to be reminded of the fact that he has established the standard of expectation that comes along with him. We didn't do that. He went on the field for over a decade and showed us a level of greatness we've rarely seen in the history of the National Football League from the quarterback position. So when you play like straight garbage, which is what he did in week 1, it's a problem. We're going to point it out, and that's that. Now, did I expect him to do what he did last night? You're damn right I did. Now, history will have something to do with it. He was 6-0 coming off a loss, okay? He won 6-0. He's undefeated. Not to mention the fact last night marked the 5th consecutive time following a loss that he threw 4 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. He's now got 20 touchdowns and 0 interceptions coming off a loss. The brother is elite, and it was against the Detroit Lions. I get that. But here's why I say I have no concern about him. I didn't say the Packers in terms of their defense, because that's a different problem altogether. I'm still not sold, even though they held Detroit scoreless in the second half, Keyshawn. I'm still not sold on Green Bay's defense with Joe Barry as the defensive coordinator. I don't think he should be there. I think Mike Pettin should still be there personally. That's where I stand with it. Having said all of that, I see Davante Adams had 8 receptions for 121 yards. I'm looking at Aaron Jones last night with his 4 touchdowns, and I'm saying if Aaron Jones is actively and productively involved in this offense, I have no concerns about Green Bay's offense, which means I have no concerns about Aaron Rodgers.
Well, as long as you got Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, there will be no concerns on the offensive side. You mentioned a defense. Defense is not very good. And Joe B is a friend of mine as the defensive coordinator. Yeah, they probably pulled the trigger on Mike Pettin a little too soon for whatever reasons. That playoff game kind of got him sent him packing. The Green Bay Packers, if you go back to last week against the New Orleans Saints, they didn't make the necessary adjustments that they needed to make throughout the course of the game. And Aaron Rodgers, in fact, talked about that. When you look at the Detroit Lions, Aaron Glenn, the former defensive back coach in New Orleans, is now the DC of the Lions. So they getting a second dose of what New Orleans is running in Detroit with Aaron Glenn, who's the defensive coordinator. So they made these adjustments by running the ball, getting the ball to Aaron Jones, doing different things on the offensive side. That's why you see a guy like Davante Adams be a part of what they're doing now. It's pretty easy and simple, Stephen A. When I get a second look at something and I'm tuned up and I'm ready to go, it's easier for me. I can process the information. They ran cover 2 shell, which is 2 high safeties, and Aaron Rodgers just picked his poison. If I'm going to dump it down to the back going to get it. Otherwise, I'm going to hit the tight end. Then when you look at the long, beautiful throw. It's like a beautiful throw to Devontae Adams over the outside shoulder. But that's not the beauty of Aaron Rodgers. The beauty of Aaron Rodgers is getting the football into the playmaker's hands, not slowing them down, allowing them to catch the football and get the yak yardage, not throwing it behind them, too high, low, twisting and turning. Yes. When you think about that sort of stuff, that's why Aaron Rodgers is good. Everybody look at the beautiful 50-plus yard touchdown catch by Devontae Adams and go, wow. No, it's the 2x2 check down to Aaron Jones coming out of the backfield for the touchdown. Didn't throw it behind him, threw it in front of him. Or it's the seam route on the tight end when the Mike is chasing him down the middle of the field and he drops it right over the Mike linebacker's head.
That's right.
For a touchdown.
That's
the beauty of Aaron Rodgers. As long as he continues to do that,
what we're talking about
the Packers is going to be they're going to be something to be reckoned with toward the end of the season.
We're talking about arguably the most elite thrower in the history of football. I mean, when we talk about, I know we talk about Patrick Mahomes because Patrick Mahomes is that dude and he's special and he's the most recent Super Bowl champion and we haven't seen a talent like that ever, blah, blah, blah. But I would make the argument when you look at Aaron Rodgers in terms of his accuracy, this is why it was such a shock when we saw in week one. In week one, we've never seen that from him before. So when Aaron Rodgers stands up there at a press conference and he's talking about BS and all of this other stuff, most instances he's absolutely on the money. Last night, no, that wasn't BS. You did that to yourself because we saw you do things in week one you simply don't do. Look at the mile in which he threw it behind. I think it was Devontae Adams when it got intercepted against, when he jumped up in the air and threw the pass. First of all, he doesn't do that. Secondly, he never throws it behind somebody like that.
He was playing out of character.
He was playing out of character. And we looked at him, we saw his body language combined with his performance, and we said, who the hell is that? That's not the dude that we see and we've been watching since 2008 when he became a starter. That's on Aaron Rodgers. He returned to what we know him to be last night. Yes. And as a result, now we're back to doing what we've always done with the Green Bay Packers. Question their defense and question their coaching.
Well, you're gonna get a lot of those questions answered when they travel to San Francisco. Yeah. Because San Francisco's been able to pop them over the last couple of years. And so that's going to tell you a lot.
Most.
Yeah, when it's mattered the most. Yeah. So going out to San Francisco and doing what they did last night will then put them in that seat up there with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Because right now, for me, they're not there yet. That defense, man, I don't even know why King is still on the roster. Wow. I mean, they just...
they're 23rd in scoring.
Can I say this?
Defense.
You talk about that corner, King. Let me tell you something about King. I watched King last night, right? And I hate to do this because I don't like that. I don't want to mess with nobody's money. I want them to...
No, you ain't messing with his money.
I want them to get their money, right?
Yeah,
Let me say this. That brother lucky to be on the roster after he gave up that touchdown at the end of the first half in the NFC Championship game.
Absolutely.
This is Scotty Miller. I mean, what the hell were you thinking? And so we watched him again last night. And it's almost like guys look at him and they say, the quarterback's like, where is he? Yeah. Where whoever he's defending, let's go in that direction. So I want King to understand that's how opposing quarterbacks, opposing offensive coordinators, they're not only looking at him, they're looking for him.
They're going to find him.
Where is he?
It's called the duck, Stephen.
There we go.
You find the duck and you shoot him down.
That's right.
You just find him. Oh, there you go, right there.
There you go.
Yeah, take him down.
Yes.
Absolutely. By the way, they did find Aaron Jones' necklace, I was told.
Yes.
So
that's what's up. That's good.
That's good to hear. I'm happy to hear that.
I'm sincerely happy he didn't lose that. I really am.
Yes, of course. Fourth best odds to win the NFC, but he did have a heck of a game with it on. Derek Carr has been impressive with a huge win over the Ravens.
Because he went out there and got Nathan Peterman and went out there and got Marcus Mariota. So the first thing people start saying, Stephen A., like you, oh, this dude can't play. He ain't good. He ain't this. He ain't that. No, he top 5 dude, man. He a top 5 dude.
Top 5.
Top 5 dude. Top 5 dude.
That is ridiculous. Hold on, Molly. That is ridiculous.
How so?
Listen.
The numbers speak for themselves.
No, first of all.
Molly just ran it off to him.
Time out.
Go ahead, time out.
I have never, ever said Derek Carr couldn't play. That is a lie. That is not true. That's number one. Number two, I recognize he is no scrub. He's a talented player. Listen, before he got injured a few years ago, he was in line to win MVP. Yeah. I remember. Okay? I mean, they'd have beat Houston in that playoff game.
They would have.
If he was available. We understand that. But the flip side to it is this. What I said was I laughed at you just like I'm laughing at you now at the thought of him being a top 5 quarterback. So he's completing about 65, 66% of his passes. He's got 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. They got the number 1 passing attack for the time being. They're 2-0. Last year it was similar. They elevate to 6-3.
This is different, though.
They elevate to, well, we don't know that yet, according to you.
How do you not know?
How many times does Keyshawn Johnson?
How do you not know?
I'm answering it. How many times does Keyshawn Johnson come on a national airwave and say, we got to wait and see? We got to wait and see. Games got to be played.
I seen it.
All I'm saying is this.
Let me ask
it's
you
2
this,
games.
Stephen A.
He was 6-3 last year.
Through 2
He
games. Hold on. Let me finish.
Just
what do you always talk
right.
about? Look at me. What do you always talk about? Competition. These are big time wins. The Ravens and your Steelers, who you quoted about. So through 2 weeks, Stephen A. Smith, is he a top 5 quarterback?
Well, excuse me. The answer would be no.
Oh,
But come on.
Can I give you a 5?
Yeah,
Can I give you a 5? Well, we got Patrick Mahomes, right?
Okay.
We got Lamar Jackson, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you and I can have a conversation about that too, because you didn't think
We're going to go there.
Hold on, wait. We got Lamar Jackson. We got Tom Brady, right?
Yeah.
We got Kyler Murray, right?
Yeah,
I mean, hold on, wait a minute now. I mean, y'all were raving about Dak Prescott, right? I mean, I'm just looking at it. Right now.
Don't you try to put Dak Prescott in there.
Hell, Teddy Bridgewater's doing a good job.
Don't even.
Teddy Bridgewater's doing a good job at
But
this.
Stephen A., I can do the same thing. Well, we got Tom Brady, we got Patrick Mahomes, we
You
got
said top 5. I didn't say top 5.
But I can list my top 5 just like you listed yours.
Okay.
I can do the same thing
That's right.
and leave a Russell Wilson out, or put a Russell Wilson in, or leave a Kyler Murray out, or put a Kyler Murray in.
Okay.
I can flip it just like you just
I'm
did.
saying you can, but that don't make you right either. That's all I'm trying to say.
I'm not saying
top
I am.
5.
I'm just saying
All right,
for
all
me,
right.
for what I like, what my money like.
Hold on.
TJ Watt did go down.
Okay, relax.
Oh, stop, man.
Relax. Isn't that what your quarterback tells people? Relax. That's what I
If
need
Mike
you to do.
Tomlin go for it on 4th and inches.
Because you guys are leading
You
to the
wanna know why.
conversation that I wanted to get to. So yesterday on the show, Keyshawn, Stephen A. said he would rather have Kyler Murray than Russell Wilson. The Hall of Famer Michael Irvin disagreed. So I want to ask you this.
I disagree too.
Would you rather have Derek Carr than both of them, than both Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray?
I would go Derek Carr, Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray. That's what I would go.
Oh, my God.
That's what I would go.
Oh, my. You would pick Derek Carr
I
over
would.
Russell Wilson?
I would.
Why?
Sure you want to do this again?
I just.
Yes.
It's certain things from a receiver standpoint that I like the quarterback. I like that quarterback.
You know what? Now, I appreciate the education. Floor is yours. I want you to explain. The camera's right here. I want you to explain to a national audience how you talk about as a receiver, I would want Derek Carr over Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray.
Absolutely.
Oh my Lord.
Absolutely.
Oh my Lord. Go ahead.
Because
Floor's yours.
one, I don't need to be looking to see where the ball coming out at. Okay, that is very hard, so that you know when you're running routes.
Right.
And they're behind the offensive line, I've now got to look for this dude to see when the ball is coming out. Mm-hmm. I can see Carr. I can see Brady. I can see Aaron Rodgers.
Because they standing in one place.
No, because they're big, and I can see it come out. I can see it leave their hands. It's just like in baseball. If I can pick up the stripes, if I can pick up the seams in baseball, I know what you're throwing. I see the rotation, believe it or not.
Right.
If I can see that ball come from over the top, I can see when it's coming out. Just watch, pay attention closely. Not only that, he can make all the throws, every last throw. It ain't he's a deep ball thrower or he's an underneath thrower, he's scrambling around. Kyler Murray is cool. I ain't saying Kyler Murray is not cool. All I'm saying, Stephen A., is what I prefer. I prefer bigger quarterbacks so I can see the ball being delivered in places that now it makes my comfort level where I can go snatch and grab and run. I don't want to be running around and then I got to break free in a scramble drill because Kyler Murray's running around. That ain't what I want to do. And I'm sure the playmaker was on here probably telling you some of the same stuff.
Right.
That you just don't want that.
Okay, can I retort?
No, you go
Allow
ahead.
me to retort.
Go ahead.
Number one, I won't get into your height prejudice. I won't get into the height prejudice because, the dude's shorter and I can't see where the ball coming from. Come on, man. Listen. What about what is there to say about a dude that has the ability to extend plays, to give you more time to get open in case you might need it? That does matter.
But that extending those plays ain't going to be there all the time.
I agree with that, but the point is that the ability to extend plays puts you at a decided advantage than somebody who's a stationary target in the pocket. What did you say?
Well, Carr ain't the state. He can move
I know that. But what I'm saying is, I know he can move around a little bit. What I'm saying is, Russell Wilson definitely can extend plays, and Kyler Murray is elite with his ability.
Yeah, but I don't like all that. Kyler Murray, cool, prisoner of the moment. I get it. But I don't want that at my quarterback. I'm sorry, man. I just don't.
Just to educate you, when they asked the question about with me and Michael Monday, what I was saying was this year. In other words, I wasn't talking about resume long period. We were just talking about this season. And I'm saying to him, based on how we've seen Kyler Murray look in the first 2 weeks, that's all I'm going on.
He's ridiculous.
I'm sitting there like, the brother's ridiculous.
He's ridiculous.
And so if
There's
I'm
nothing wrong with that.
again, I'll defer to you and the playmaker, obviously, because y'all were receivers. I know better. But what I'm saying is the ability to extend plays.
Yes.
But again, I've been a reporter for 30 years. I go in a locker room and ask these questions.
If you're telling me the ability to extend plays, then I'm taking Kyler Murray before I take Russell Wilson.
Well, that's what I said.
If you're talking about extending plays this year.
What I'm saying to you is, if you want to debate with me about Russell Wilson versus Kyler Murray, I get you. Don't bring Derek Carr into that conversation.
I'm just telling you.
That one.
I'm telling you, for what I've seen in Derek Carr's career, much like you mentioned, if he doesn't get hurt, they go to Houston when he was an MVP candidate, which derailed that.
And then they fell off for changes.
But they blew everything up.
They blew playoff teams, beat 2 playoff teams, and you saw the numbers, the passing yards.
What about this logic? What about this logic? And I ask both of y'all, because her and her cheating fantasy football self, that's why I don't talk to her about this football half the time, because she cheated me with fantasy football. But that's a different subject for another day, okay? Here's the point that I'm trying to make to you. If you look at Derek Carr and y'all want to talk about what he didn't have, what they were building, et cetera, et cetera. Well, if you were good enough to start off 6-3 last year, why can't I hold you accountable for losing 5 games over the next 6 weeks?
I don't play defense. I don't play defense.
Well, offensively, they were struggling a little bit too.
Yeah, but I don't play defense. And sometimes when the defense starts to give up the goods, the offense starts to struggle because they start to press to try to make up for the deficiencies that the defensive side of the ball has. So if they start off 2-0, beating, like Molly said, 2 playoff teams, really good playoff teams. In fact, your Pittsburgh Steelers on the road flew all the way without Josh Jacobs. Okay?
Yeah, West Coast to East Coast, early start.
What you mean?
They had the Steelers. Listen, I'm not making an excuse because I'm very upset with the Steelers offense right now. Defensively, you got 3 guys. I don't know what the hell going on in Pittsburgh. 3 dudes come down with groin injuries all at the same time. Devin Bush, TJ Watt, and I forgot who it was. 3 starters? Damn.
Not my fault.
I understand that. I'm just saying, when we talk about a team being hobbled and not being themselves, being compromised, that was the Pittsburgh Steelers this past Sunday.
The Raiders had a lot of injuries this past week, too.
Not on offense.
The Raiders did. I'll look up the Raiders' injuries for you. They had a lot of injuries.
The personnel that I saw in week 1, I saw in week 2.
For the most part, yes.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
For the most part.
The Steelers' defense was compromised, but neither here nor there. Raiders beat them.
A win is a win.
A win is a win.
My whole point is, you go on the road, you win. You beat the Ravens that we just saw beat the Chiefs. How can you not look at that and say it's different than it was in the past for the Raiders?
Because what I'm saying to you, can I get a little more evidence? You have sat on this show and said, can we wait? Can we see?
But I've already waited. I'm good now.
No, I'm saying you've said this
but I'm
in the
good
past.
now.
There's 2 games. 2 games.
Well, here's what I'm going to say to you, Buttercup. Guess who's coming?
Whoa.
Guess who's coming?
He called me Buttercup.
Guess who's coming to Vegas now, though, Stephen A?
Who?
The Dolphins.
Oh, damn. That's
a
win.
layup.
That's a layup.
Now you're 3-0. That's a layup.
That's a layup. I got it.
I mean, Jacoby Brissett could potentially
No,
do
he
something.
ain't going to do anything against the Raiders. Well, the Raiders, they got
That's all I'm saying. The defensive line is better. Okay, Gus Bradley is calling the defense. The defensive line is way better.
Okay.
The pressure that they put to bear on the quarterback.
So what you trying to say about the Raiders, man? What you trying to say? What you trying to say?
Be careful.
Really?
That's all I'm saying.
That's where we at?
Just be careful.
Okay, I can live with that. Because I feel you do need to be careful about them. All I'm saying is, don't tell me Derek Carr's a top 5 quarterback.
How is he not?
He's damn good. I respect him, and I think that I applaud John.
Molly, do me a favor.
Come on now.
Molly, do me a favor.
What?
Read them statistics again one more time for me. I just want to hear.
Only 3 quarterbacks have passed for 4,000 yards and thrown fewer than 10 interceptions in each of the previous 2 seasons. Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers.
That just says something.
Derek Carr.
It says something. Right?
All right.
Does it not say something?
It says something.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
I give you that. And what I'm going to say in response to that is this. That we should expect some things from the Raiders this season. Because they're 2-0.
You should.
So if things fall apart, I'm going to be looking. I don't have to look for you because you're going to be here. Oh, I'm going to have a good time with this. This is ridiculous.
Right.
I mean, to sit up there and to say that he a top 5 and you prefer him over Russell Wilson, that is blasphemy. blasphemy.
All I'm going to do is say egg on your face. Go ahead, Molly.
Yeah, because we got more to get to, fellas, but that was fun. When Lamar finally beat the Chiefs Sunday night, Keyshawn said, Mr. Jackson, sorry, Mr. Jackson, has nothing left to prove. Does Stephen A. agree? We'll get into that. Plus, last week, Stephen A. revealed his top 5 NFL teams after week 1, and everyone jumped all over him. I think it was called the Stephen C. list. We got that again this week. Jeff Saturday will be back, don't worry, to join Keyshawn in the fun. I don't want this to be a rough day for you. I didn't start.
46-yard catch and run by Kelsey.
Lamar Jackson, he'll keep it on the read option, and he flips in for the go-ahead touchdown.
Edwards-Helaire fumbles the ball.
The Ravens have recovered. It is 4th down and 1.
I'm like, man, I got to get this first down no matter what.
He's got a gap. He's got a first down. And it is party time in Baltimore.
Fourth time was the charm. Lamar Jackson gets the huge monkey off his back on Sunday Night Football, doing things that only he can at the quarterback position in his first win versus Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Key, does Lamar still have anything left to prove?
Prove as far as what, though, right? Does he need to prove that he can play the position at quarterback the way that people think he should play it? No. Does he need to prove that he could take a team to the Super Bowl, win playoff games? Yes. But this is what you get. How do you not like that? If you don't like Lamar Jackson, you don't like ice cream, okay? Because in the end, this brother is ridiculous. Whether it's jump passes, running the football, hyping his teammates, following him, the defense played better because of him. I don't understand this. He has something to prove. Prove to who? For what? They wanted to retool the passing game.
I think it's always the playoffs, and I think it's always about his arm.
This is only his 4th year, Mom.
I'm just telling you, that's what critics bring up.
I understand that. But he's doing it a different way than what people have been accustomed to. Mm-hmm. They want him to be something he's not. Mm-hmm. And when you try to change him, you're changing a player that's been doing this since Little League. I've been watching him play since Little League. Mm-hmm. This ain't nothing new. Mm-hmm. And it's not going to slow down. Mm-hmm. The league is not going to be able to stop his athletic ability. Mm-hmm. This is different than Michael Vick. This is different than Cam Newton, of players that we've seen with similar styles. Okay? Yes, you look at him with the jump pass. Everybody thought he was getting ready to run, except him. Once he realized Hollywood was open, the dude just jumped, bam. Nobody else could do that. Patrick Mahomes, maybe, but nobody else. How do you not like that? How do you not want that? That's got to be crazy for people to think he has something to prove. It just doesn't.
Let me answer this question. First of all, and I've had to educate Keyshawn about this in the past. Stop. Let me tell you this right now. First of all, let me educate you about something. Important point. Everybody don't like ice cream.
Okay, I know
you think everybody likes ice cream. Everybody don't like ice cream, Keyshawn. You understand what I'm saying? Some of us like vanilla, some of us like French vanilla, some of us like chocolate, some of us like strawberry, some of us don't like ice cream at all, okay? And some of us don't need to like ice cream. I mean, that's just the truth. Now, having said all of that.
Some of us like ice cream, but we don't eat it.
There we go. All right? So we get that out the way. That's number one. That's the point I want to teach you. Everybody don't like ice cream.
Okay.
Throw that out to you. Number two. We all recognize the greatness of Lamar Jackson. But see, this is where Keyshawn, the football player and the football aficionado who ventured into the media, you understand what I'm saying, has to embrace the fact you ain't venturing in no more. You in it. You understand what I'm saying? You got the hit morning show. You understand what I'm saying? Doing the NFL analysis, doing what the big things that you're doing. Oh, you in it, Mr. Author. You in it. Okay, this is you now. You're a part of this. You're a part of the media. You can't represent it. Now, the reason why this is important is this.
Okay.
Lamar Jackson has something to prove because in his same conference, Patrick Mahomes already has. And that is a roadblock standing in your way. And I'll give you the analogy that I constantly give people all the time, right? You know me, I play brick on General Hospital. I like my soap operas.
He's a thespian, in case you didn't know. Keyshawn's from Hollywood.
I know that. I like my soap operas, right? Well, guess what? If you watch Young and the Restless, Victor Newman been shot. He's been thrown down the stairs. He's been stabbed. He's got amnesia. Sonny Corinthos fell off a bridge on General Hospital. He's got shot, stabbed, and everything else. Guess what? They're going to live. Okay? They'll be back. But the point is, the story has to be told. And what you're missing about Lamar Jackson,
What am I missing?
He's 31-8 as a starter. He's an electrifying talent.
Record.
He wins football games during the regular season. So the ante gets raised.
Yeah.
Now we're looking at you and we're saying, excuse me, what you've been doing is fine.
Yes.
We recognize that. Remember when I got into it about Russell Westbrook during the season when he's playing for the Wizards, all right? And I said Russell Westbrook, he's a walking triple-double.
Yeah.
And people were taking it like I was down, and I was like, no, he's established how great he is. He's a walking triple-double. Okay, to hell with all of that. Now we need you competing for that championship. We don't care about the triple doubles anymore because you've shown us you can do it over and over again. Lamar Jackson has shown us all of these things he can do. And you even beat Patrick Mahomes. So now the ante gets raised even more. You beat him in the regular season. He's probably going to be waiting for you again. What you going to do? And we're going to do that.
But even with that, though, a stepping stone, Stephen A., the man's only in his 4th year in the National Football League.
Right.
He's still relatively young.
Yeah.
There's a guy that is with this network, if you watched him last night on ESPN2, him and his brother, named Peyton Manning.
That's right.
Peyton Manning struggled in the playoffs. And then eventually he beat the New England Patriots and cashed in. And the rest was history.
Right.
It's early in this young man's career. He does not have anything to prove, okay, other than getting his team to the Super Bowl. He needs to get his team to the Super Bowl. There's so many people that said he couldn't play the position. He should transfer and play receiver. That's why he always joked and said pretty good for a running back because he carries that chip on his shoulder. I'll take that all day long.
Yeah.
I'll take that all. I'll walk back in the Arrowhead Stadium or Ravens Stadium with that all day long.
None of us
with no problem.
Hold on, Molly. None of us are saying we wouldn't. But what you're missing is that the same guy you brought up, the same amount of heat that's mounting towards Lamar Jackson, Peyton Manning had on his shoulders until he beat Brady.
Yes,
because,
that is true, but it happened.
But I'm saying it comes with it, though. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
It comes with it. So don't throw it aside. And remember, keep this as very important. Patrick Mahomes ain't walking around with gray hair about to do Wranglers commercials. Patrick Mahomes 26, bro. He came into the league 1 year before Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
This dude has the potential to literally stand in Lamar Jackson's path towards a Super Bowl championship year after year after year, literally for the remainder of his career.
You don't think it's getting ready to be vice versa?
No.
It's getting ready to be the same way.
Wait a minute. Do you know this?
Stephen A., man, he just beat the dude. He got the monkey off his back.
All I'm saying,
he feels good right now.
He does feel good, and he should feel good. All I'm telling you is, come playoff time, we gonna ask. So you can't. That's what comes with it.
Look. You were a Philadelphia Inquirer writer once upon a time and covered me when I played in town.
Yes, I did.
Every single year we went to Philly, we got slapped.
And then you showed up at the NFC Championship game
because eventually,
right,
we got what we needed to get out of it, and we wind up.
That's the only time in my career, by the way, I looked 300 pounds because I had on 2 snorkels, 3 pairs of long johns, and about 2 winter socks on top of it. It was that freezing at Veterans Stadium. It was an ice bowl.
Eventually, Lamar Jackson will get over the hump. And who's to say that there's a Buffalo that may clip Kansas City, then there's a Baltimore that may clip Buffalo.
All I'm saying to you is that you can't sit up here and act like, all right, Lamar Jackson did his thing. Yeah, he got to win in the playoffs, but he's good. No.
I'm not sitting up here saying, I'm not saying he's good. I'm answering the question. That's why when Molly first said, does he have anything to prove? Other than getting to a Super Bowl, he has nothing else to prove.
All right.
Other than getting to a Super Bowl. I mean, that's hard.
It's a very big deal.
Other than getting to the Super Bowl.
Very big deal, Keith.
Well, it is. Everybody don't go to the Super Bowl.
Especially when you've proven that you yourself can damn near single-handedly get a team to some place.
And just imagine,
you can't come up short then.
Imagine how short-handed both on the defense and the offensive side of the ball he was against Kansas City.
Okay.
And he still put the team on his back and did ridiculous things.
Okay. Let him go to the
You do like ice cream.
Let him go. I do. Let him go to the postseason. Lose to Patrick Mahomes again. And you think, watch.
Okay.
Of course it
All right. He had a 90 QBR in the second half. Very impressive. But at the end of the day, very strong case by you. I do remember you saying, Keyshawn, if you were playing quarterback, you'd still rather have Derek Carr. I mean, if you were playing wide receiver,
because I can't be running for my life.
So great argument. But then you wouldn't even pick the guy as your quarterback. Yeah. Last week, Stephen A. said Pittsburgh was in his top 5 NFL teams. But after taking an L to Vegas, will the Steelers make Stevens A-list?
Time for Haskins.
Maybe the Packers jump into the top five. Excuse me. Does he have them as a legit contender now, despite their awful defense? That debate in just a
Jeff Saturday coming on here.
Absolutely.
I don't know if I want to feel.
Take coming to you live from the Seaport, brought to you by Chase. 2 Super Bowl champs in the building. Jeff Saturday, always a pleasure to see you. Pancakes on Get Up, serving them up. I like it. I'm here for all of it, getting me hype and ready to go. Guys, week 2's in the book, so should we let him do his list again, do you think?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was rough.
He didn't start strong.
It was rough.
Yeah.
Kind of like his boy Roger. Let's see if he redeems himself.
I know these guys think they big time and stuff like they gonna roll up in the studios with slippers on, trying to critique my A-list every week. This damn Jeff Saturday comes in here just to try to rip me apart. He's just hating on y'all. He's just hating on me, y'all. He's just hating on me. I will remind you week to week, the list is fluid, okay? It's fluid. I'm not married to one team or another. I'm just gonna give you what it is, all right? Let's go to the top 5 teams this week after week 2. Number 5, give it to me right here. Bam! The Raiders shocked you right there, Keyshawn. I'm a realist, okay? I saw what they did to my Steelers. I saw the way Derek Carr is looking right now. I'm seeing Russ and all of these brothers. They're doing their thing, and the defense has improved as well. The play caller by John Gruden is impressive. I can't deny it. They beat the Ravens in week 1, beat the Steelers in week 2. They're undefeated. They deserve a top 5 slot right now. Give me number 4, please. Give it to me right now. Bam! The Cardinals. Why? Also 2-0. We've seen Kyler Murray. You see the show this brother is putting on. He's completing 73.5% of his passes. Has thrown for nearly 700 yards already. Okay, we know he got DeAndre Hopkins. We know he's got A.J. Brown. We see what he's doing right there. A.J. Green, I'm sorry. We see what he's doing with his roster. And their defense is improved as well. And Kingsbury doesn't seem as lost as he once had. I don't like how they squeezed through Minnesota by the skin of their teeth. But the bottom line is they're also undefeated. Give them love in the NFC West. I got to respect what I'm seeing thus far. Number 3 on the list right here. You see where I'm going. It's the Los Angeles Rams. Matthew Stafford is an upgrade from Jared Goff. No surprise there, okay? He's got the offense clicking. The defense is real. We know about Aaron Donalds. We know about Jalen Ramsey in the back. We see what they're bringing to the table. We know the play caller Sean McVay. The bottom line is the Rams are a legitimate threat to win the Super Bowl, to be on their home turf just like Tampa Bay was last year, okay? I see them. You see America. Jeff Saturday and Keyshawn Johnson, they look a little worried because they like, damn, this list is pretty good by Stephen A. What the hell is going on? Yeah. I told y'all I was coming. Give me number 2 right here, please. It's the Kansas City Chiefs right here. Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, that lethal offense. Prince even made some things happen. McCole Hardman hasn't even gotten off yet. We're going to watch this team. The offense is prolific. Even though they lost 36-35. We understand how big time they are. We know they ain't going anywhere. They're the damn Kansas City Chiefs, the 2-time reigning AFC champions. The only problem is they ain't the reigning defending Super Bowl champions. That would happen to be number 1, Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Clicking on their cylinders. We understand they had damn near a bye week going up against the Atlanta Falcons, but it doesn't negate the fact that week 1 it was Antonio Brown. It was Gronk. Week 2 it's just anybody he wants it to be. Tom Brady's got 9 touchdowns in the first 2 games. We understand who they are. Everybody brings their A game to go up against the Buccaneers. It doesn't matter because this man at 44 years of age is a leader. Still came into the press conference dissatisfied with the way his team looks because he's about accountability. And that's what comes along with being a champion, which you both know, which means you know I'm right. I rest my case. Bucks 1, Chiefs 2, Rams 3, Cardinals 4, Raiders 5. Holla at your boys. Holla at your boy. What's up?
I would say for me, you got the top 3 right.
Yep.
And here's what I would say. When I look at the Cardinals 2 straight games at home, they squeaked out against Minnesota. I understand.
Squeak.
Kyler Murray is exciting, throwing the ball. All that's cool. I'm going to slap them down. I'm going to move the Raiders to 5.
Yep.
2
Four.
straight. Four. I'm
Yep.
sorry. I'm going to move the Raiders to 4. And the reason I'm going to move the Raiders to 4, they beat your Steelers, like you said. Pittsburgh Steelers, that is. Traveled to Pittsburgh, beat them. Carr comes in and out of the game, ankle issues. But they also took care of the Ravens in a hostile environment, their own environment, jacked up. They took care of that in overtime. But then you say, well, who you going to put at 5? I'm going to put the Dallas Cowboys at 5.
Oh.
And here's why.
Oh.
And here's why. You tell me if I'm wrong.
Oh, my God.
They were in a dogfight on championship night against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They forgot that Tom Brady was on the other side with a minute 24, so that was a little bit of a problem. Way too much on the clock.
Okay.
They travel on the road, despite not having DeMarcus Lawrence in the lineup or Lyle Collins. They go all the way to Los Angeles to a tough Charger environment. And they switch.
Tough Charger environment.
I'm talking about the team, not the environment. The team.
Don't say environment. Don't say environment.
I'm with you. Think about this, though, Jeff. They go to L.A., take care of business against the Chargers. They switch up the game. They threw the ball all over the lot against the Buccaneers. The strength of the Chargers' defense is the pass game. What did they do? Rush for 200 yards.
Okay.
I mean, so when I look at that, I slide them at 5. I know that hurts your heart.
No.
And I put the Cardinals at 6.
I want to ban you from the show for
We're going to help him out.
Steven,
Steven, this is the best list I've seen Stephen A.
No, it is a pretty good
list. It's the best list I've seen him do. I'm going to give you props. I would do the same, though. I'll bump the Raiders up. They played and showed out. Yeah. I'm going to go with you. But what happened to your bad man? Like Green Bay. One game? But hold on. We're prisoners of the moment, I believe, right here. The Cardinals literally squeaked one out against the Vikings. The field goal kicker shouldn't miss that one. That should be a guarantee. He makes that one. I would say the Browns would jump them. I like the Cowboys as well. But I don't love the Cardinals being up that high. And I like the Packers. Everybody, listen.
Yeah, I like the Packers too.
Everybody's jumping off the Packers bandwagon. Don't forget, Aaron Rodgers is still their quarterback. Their defense has a new defensive coordinator who's new to the system. Zadarius Smith was injured. We got some things going on that side of the ball. They will get better.
Hold on.
Prisoner of the moment. They won last night, man, and had to play.
Hold it.
Okay.
Hold me.
All right.
Hold me. The list is fluid.
Oh, that's our way out.
It's this week too. It's fluid. Okay,
that's your way out.
I will say this. Listen to me. First of all, don't bring me the damn Los Angeles Chargers. Like you corrected yourself. The environment. When we get to the Cowboys,
not the environment, but I mean the team.
Okay, that's fine. I will give you this. I might consider the Raiders moving up, Cardinals moving up.
What's wrong with tell me what's wrong with the Cowboys?
I'm gonna tell you what's wrong with the Cowboys.
Tell me.
First of all, opening night there was injuries in Tampa Bay secondary, particularly with Whitehead, and that kid Bunton separated his elbow early in the first few plays of the game.
They went after one guy.
So their secondary was compromised. They went after one guy. All right.
Okay.
Then week two, you go to the Chargers. Remember, Justin Herbert is moving the football like 7 consecutive times. They got within Dallas's 35. He threw an interception in the end zone because Keenan Allen fell down, okay? So we got that one. We got wait a minute. You got another touchdown that was called back because of the penalty, okay? Plus they missed the field goal as well. So what I'm saying is this. If you can ignore
the Cowboys could have scored another 3 times.
If you can ignore that to elevate the Cowboys to top 5, I can ignore the missed field goal by Minnesota to have the Cardinals in the top 5.
But what about the Browns? Now listen, man.
The Browns
listen.
right there.
I'm going to let everybody know. No, not right there. They should be there.
They got
to win here.
Listen, they ain't 2-0.
Let me tell you what travels.
Okay.
Chubb and Hunt travel. Offensive line travels. Listen, their defense is not playing where they should be playing. When they finally do, this is a team nobody wants to see.
With the Browns, you predicted a win.
They took this squad and took them to the. I'm just telling you, keep pushing them down. Keep pushing them down. Offensive line travels.
First of all,
I'm just telling you.
You two don't get to say that because you already admitted you agree with my top 3.
You don't get to correct it.
You don't get to correct it.
I ain't got no problem with the top 3.
So again,
if you can ignore how lucky the Cowboys were, I can ignore how the Cardinals were.
We can flip-flop 4 and 5 all day long. We can put the Browns, we can put the Ravens, we can put the Cowboys. I mean, we can play with that.
It was a good list.
We're out of time, fellas.
Yeah, your first 3 is all right.
Do it. It's Steven's A list. Did I live up to it?
A-minus.
Say it.
A-minus.
Say it.
A-minus.
Say it, Doug. It's Steven's A list, okay? Say it. That's right.
You missed 2. How you going to have an A missing 2?
Stop it, man.
I'm going to be honest. I forgot I was in studio doing TV. I thought I was in school because you were just getting an education.
No. I was given an education.
Football 101, the miseducation at Stephen A. Smith. All right, when we come back, the Packers got the dub, but the Lions had no trouble moving the ball down the field. Can Aaron Rodgers carry that Packers D? It seems like Jeff Saturday's optimistic. Russ and Kyler are consensus top 5 quarterbacks right now, but a Seahawks homer Mina Kimes willing to agree with Stephen A. that Kyler has leapfrogged dangerous. That's next. Coach Prime. Prime, Deion Sanders should be considered for USC's head coaching job. I can't reiterate enough that you want to stick around for that. Key with some inside info. But now we get back to the Pack. During last night's impressive performance by Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, Peyton Manning had this to say about how the rocky offseason may have impacted the star quarterback. 25th game with at least 4 touchdown passes and 0 interceptions, one shy of Drew Brees and Tom Brady for the most in NFL history. Jeff Saturday, you are up first. Is Rodgers good enough to carry this defense?
Absolutely. Listen, you're talking about the MVP of the football league last year. I mean, this dude can flat out play. And I understand the distractions. I understand everything that he went through, dealing with the organization. That's all off-season conversation. When you're in the building and you're focused, this guy can lead any football team and make them better. And he is going to do that for the Packers. Understand the transition the Packers are going through. They have a new defensive coordinator from last year, so they're trying to get equipped on the defensive side of the ball. They've had some injuries over there. Smith is banged up, so you have some things you're having to work through. You have a new offensive line. Pretty much you have 3 young players who are playing offensive line position, and David Bakhtiari, their starting left tackle, is still trying to come back, so they've moved another player over. So there's a lot of shuffling going on. The thing I was most impressed with Aaron's team in the NFC, if their defense brings it up, they will move up on my list. Aaron Rodgers is good enough to do it.
Jeff Saturday, you're wrong.
Okay.
You are wrong. Okay. And I say that respectfully because, again, both of you played, I didn't. You forgot more football than I ever know. But the bottom line is this. I got 2 eyes. And I saw an Aaron Rodgers that was the league MVP last year with 48 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. I saw an Aaron Rodgers that I religiously have acknowledged is the greatest talent at the quarterback position I've ever seen until Patrick Mahomes came along. That's how much I feel about Aaron Rodgers. He hasn't won a Super Bowl since 2010. And right now what we're talking about is when you ask the question about him being good enough, that's really the question. Are you good enough to win the chip? We know he's good enough to win the division. We know he's good enough to get to the playoffs. We know he's good enough to get to the NFC Championship game because he's done it the last 2 years in a row, where he's 26-6. You know what he ain't good enough to do? He doesn't appear good enough to overcome Matt LaFleur. He doesn't appear good enough to overcome their defensive woes. He doesn't appear good enough to overcome Kevin King. He doesn't appear good enough to do those things. That's where my concern is. So when we ask the question about whether he's good enough or not, from a talent perspective, guys, I'm looking at him, and I have no questions about him. I have no questions about what they'll be able to do offensively. Could he have played better in the fourth quarter against Tampa in the NFC Championship game? Sure. Could he have run for that touchdown instead of, missing a touchdown? Of course he could have, okay? But should he have had the ball in his hands on a fourth down? You're damn right he should have. And Matt LaFleur, we must never let Matt LaFleur off the hook for that. That was an egregious decision on his part, simply because of who was standing across the other sideline, and all he would need is a first down or 2 to seal the deal. That is just insane that Matt LaFleur made that decision. Having said all of that, you decide to get rid of Mike Pettin. You bring in Joe Barry. We're looking at the defense. It's still a question mark. Are you going to be able to overcome the mistakes they appear to be, it appears that they will inevitably make? And that is where I challenge what you said about Aaron Rodgers. Not him as a talent. I'm just saying, as you were pointing out when we talk about Derek Carr and everybody else, I mean, you and Keyshawn stood up and said, I don't play defense. I don't play defense. Well, guess what? Neither does Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. He doesn't play defense.
Yeah,
That's
the difference with Aaron Rodgers and Carr and those defenses, we know he makes it to the playoffs. And you know as well as I know, it's all about matchups once you get to the playoffs.
Absolutely.
It's the seeding. They can grab a team, and it's the seeding, then all of a sudden he's in the Super Bowl. Yeah. If he gets the Dallas Cowboys for what weird reason, or he gets the Seattle Seahawks for what weird reason and skip past the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So it's all about that. So absolutely, absolutely.
Product in week 2, and I get it, right? Like as fans, we get captured and we're like, man, we want to see them play to the top of their ability. It's not going to happen, right? So you bring Randall Cobb back, right? You have Rodgers out there. Absolutely. It takes time. You got Adams. So their offensive line is reshuffling, removing. It takes time to get that thing. As you watch this football team, what I look at is the pieces and parts are in place. As it begins to evolve, as the season begins to evolve, they will get better and better.
Absolutely.
And Aaron Rodgers will be the difference maker. Because here's the difference. When you talk about Derek Carr and how well he's playing right now, we don't know when the big lights turn on what it's really going to look like. What you do know for Aaron is when the big lights have turned on, he has answered. It may have been 10 years ago, but he has answered it. And I'm just going to let you know, that don't go away. Like you put that feather in and you keep it in your cap. as it continues to progress, he will carry those guys and have the guys around.
When you look at it, Steve, we're going to double team you real quick. When you look at it, Stephen A.,
sure.
Like Jeff said, the defense is new. The offense is clicking on all cylinders because there was no change there. Joe Barry has to get used to calls.
Yep.
He has to get used to the right defender. For all we know, King may not even be in the lineup in a week.
Right, that's fair. That's fair because I don't know if he deserves to be. Let's be very, very clear. But let me ask y'all this question. Any of y'all picking Green Bay to go to the Super Bowl?
No, I
What about you, Keith?
Not because, but hold up.
No,
let me just say this: not because of Aaron Rodgers, really not even because of their offensive. I think the Bucs' offensive line is what takes them over.
Yeah.
And as crazy as it sounds, why do I have Cleveland potentially getting to the Super Bowl?
Because of the offensive line.
Because of their offense. Because I know
you're biased.
Listen,
you're biased.
I know when real ball happens, what's going to separate. Now, you might not be able to overcome Mahomes, and I get that, right? Mahomes might make plays and do things that shock the world, and he's that kind of guy. So is Aaron Rodgers. So that's where you get scared because Tampa Bay's defense has got to get better up front, creating pressure.
Well, listen,
because if he sits back, he'll tear you apart.
Green Bay's offensive line is not Tampa's offensive line, but it ain't god awful. I mean, the point is that when you look at Green Bay, you don't listen. Don't get me started with my Pittsburgh Steelers. That's their problem with their offensive line. It's just in shatters. Don't get me started with it, okay? I'm just trying to keep my cool. But in the end, what it comes down to is that when we look at the Green Bay Packers, we got questions about their defense. We got questions about their ability to get the quarterback. We got questions about their ability in the secondary. We got questions about their defensive coordinator. We got questions about the decision making from their coaches. I mean, damn. That's the problem.
But we would have the same questions about Tampa right now on the defense, on their defensive side of the ball, if it weren't for Tom Brady throwing nine touchdowns.
If it wasn't, even with Todd Bowles?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
No. They have struggled.
Defense
they're not together yet. They're not together.
What two games you been watching?
But here's the deal. Listen to me. The four pass for Tampa. Why did they separate themselves against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl? Because their four outperformed the 5 of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes.
They're going to get back again, man. Like, it don't just turn on. These are guys who got to get back into the system, get back into it. So you could look at a number of different defenses and question it. Defenses progress because they get more film. Like, offensively, we have a bit of an advantage because they haven't seen exactly what we want to do, like what formations, the splits, all those kind of things. So there's a little bit of that stuff that has to kind of get.
We change week to week anyway in formations and splits and things of that nature. Defenses don't change.
Okay.
They're going to run 3 or 4 coverages.
Well, through the first 2 weeks, they're bottom 5 in third down defense and bottom 5 in efficiency.
But I got to get off the field.
But I got something for you. So Peyton last night had this to
quarterback center exchange. Like, man,
and that's what separates the champions.
Sitting there watching the game last night, I said, well, I guess Sean McVay got that right.
That's exactly what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Like,
when I saw the ball, I was like this. That's what Sean McVay was talking about. Preparation.
Right.
Preparation.
It matters.
Preparation.
Yeah.
Preparation, no doubt.
All right, we'll leave it there, guys. The one and only Mina Kimes joining the show next. She heard Stephen A. would rather have Kyler over her guy, Russell Wilson. She's none too pleased.
Talked a lot of junk about the Seahawks last week.
Mina, what do you think of those comments?
Well, this hurts because I've been a Derek Carr supporter, Keyshawn. I've been saying for a few years now he's underrated, belongs in that top 10 conversation. But the notion that you would take him over Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray just seems to be so clearly a product of recency bias. I don't even know where to begin. I guess I'll start with Wilson, then we'll get to Murray. Expand the scope from 2 games to just 2 years, because obviously if you're looking beyond that, it's a no-brainer. It's Wilson. Over the last 2 years, up until this point, Russell Wilson, 5th in QBR. Derek Carr, 10th. Russell Wilson, 4th in passer rating. Derek Carr, 10th. Russell Wilson, 5th in air yards per attempt. Derek Carr, 30th. Russell Wilson's thrown 25 more touchdowns. Like, I don't know what to tell you. The guy has been playing at an elite level for so much longer than Derek Carr. It's really not a contest. And as far as Murray goes, that is a more new development. But man, how can you watch what he has been doing with both his legs and his feet? Not just over the last 2 weeks, but since he's entered the NFL, he's the most electric playmaker right now. He's putting the team on his back and say, yeah, I don't want that guy, the guy who can make any throw from off platform, who can do anything on any drive, falling back, throwing a touchdown, and go with Derek Carr over that. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, you know what, Mina? I understand the analytics. I get it, the numbers, all those sort of things. But I also got to put it into context. One guy has stability in Seattle with a coach that clearly gone to 2 Super Bowls knows what the hell he's doing. Another guy has had several coaches, several offensive coordinators, bad defense year after year after year. And despite that, Mina, you know and I know, Mr. Carr has never, ever had a dominant wide receiver except 1 year with Amari Cooper. Other than that, he's throwing to a tight end where Lockett has been there. Now DK Metcalf has been there. Doug Baldwin's been there. I mean, like, he's had some players in a different situation. Not that I wouldn't take Russell Wilson. I love Russell Wilson. I'm just saying as a prisoner in the moment, like you said. These 2 games.
As long as you acknowledge it, but
I like him.
I like him.
And his body of work has been pretty damn good. His body of work in his career has been good despite not having the stability like a Russell Wilson. Now, in terms of Kyler Murray, he's cool. I like it. It's all that. But I play receiver. I don't have time to be in a scramble drill every damn play. No, I want to run my route and get the ball.
I think I've identified, Stephen A., why Keyshawn is biased in favor of Carr. You're downplaying Waller, man. Like, Darren Waller right now
he's
one of the most electric weapons in the NFL. So to point at Derek Carr and say, oh, he doesn't have receivers, it doesn't matter. The reason he scored that 61-yard touchdown to Henry Ruggs, who, by the way, is faster than anyone on any of these teams, is because Minkah Fitzpatrick was cheating up and bracketing Darren Waller. Darren Waller's presence on the field makes the game so much easier for Derek Carr.
But don't
he
you
right now
think,
is the second-best tight end in the NFL.
Don't you think it would be a whole lot easier if he had a Megatron or Randy Moss or Julio Jones?
I truly don't. I think Darren Waller is that good. Darren Waller right now is the second best tight end in the NFL.
Well, no. For me, I got it. I get based on numbers, but for me, it's Travis Kelce, George Kittle, and then Waller. That's what it is. That's what it is for me. Number one. Number two, I'll let you off the hook today because I see you getting on Keyshawn. I ain't forget what you said about your Seattle Seahawks who blew their game against the Tennessee Titans. I'll let that slide for now. I will tell you this though. When I look at Kyler Murray and we look at the miniature dynamo that he is, Keyshawn, if you recall, I said to you the other day, I said to you last week, I said, outside of Lamar Jackson, who's as evasive and electric with his legs, it's Kyler Murray. There is nobody in the National Football League. Now, you threw me for a loop because you were a receiver, and you said to me, I want to see where the ball's coming from. So you threw that into the loop. I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that argument being made. Damn it, I want to see somebody because when you're short, I can't see you throwing the damn football. I got to find you, which means I got to find the ball, which makes it harder for a receiver. I understand that, and there's a level of expertise that neither myself nor Mina can touch. But in the end, what it comes down to is what our eyes see as we watching this football games, and we're thinking about quote-unquote playmakers. Derek Carr is a damn good quarterback, a top 10 quarterback, not top 5, but he's a top 10 quarterback. He's damn good.
So when you think, it's one thing to be a quarterback.
Hold on, wait a minute. It's one thing to be a damn good quarterback. It's another thing to be a playmaker. Yes. And I'm saying to you, when I look at Russell Wilson and I look at Kyler Murray, I see playmakers. When I see playmakers who also play quarterback. When I see Derek Carr, I see quarterback.
I want to jump in here because Keyshawn, you're right. You got experience as a wide receiver. Stephen A. and I don't, but I have talked to DeAndre Hopkins. He loves playing with Kyler Murray. And he has told me, it makes you work harder, frankly. All wide receivers, because you gotta, as the play stays live.
Mina, I ain't trying to work that hard, though. And he's right. It makes
that's
you
That's why DeAndre
hard.
Hopkins is one of the best 3 wide receivers in the NFL, because he is willing to run that second route. That's how he puts it. It's almost like you got to run 2 routes with Kyler on the field. The play is never dead. And before anyone accuses me of being Homer, I would say if I was starting right now and I could pick out of these 3 quarterbacks, I would take Kyler.
You see the brilliance of Mina. You see the brilliance of Mina right there. I mean, she had a rough week last week, but then she came over to my side. She came over to my side. She came over to my side. You see how this works? I'm just saying it just takes a little time.
Yeah.
It takes a little time to marinate, but ultimately, that's what they do.
I'm a pass on that.
All right.
I'm a pass on that.
All right. Okay.
I'd rather have Carr and Wilson. That's just me.
Wow.
I get it.
I don't mind the Carr part.
I get it.
I got a problem with you saying Carr over Wilson and Murray. That's
for
insane.
my money. For my money.
You got a lot.
You watched him just start. You watched him just start.
You ain't make that money by making suggestions like that. Okay. You ain't make that.
2 weeks.
Right.
2 weeks into the season. Mina, thank you. We will see you on NFL Live. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Mina.
Okay.
Thank you.
How about them Cowboys, Stephen A? They take down Justin Herbert and the Chargers on the road. Is Stephen A finally admitting Dallas is legit? That is next. Series between the Jays and Rays. Our coverage begins 7 Eastern on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the ESPN app. One out, one time.
Stephen A., we love you. He says, oh, man, I just hear Dan Orlovsky say that he was wrong about the Cowboys. Thinks they're a better team than he thought. Yeah, Stephen A., you heard him right. Let's just reprise that, Dan. You said that.
Well, Stephen A's lucky he doesn't have to be here today and deal with this buffoon over here.
First of all, I call this man like when Dallas won, and y'all want to know what he told me? No, this is what he said. Well, I did pick them to win the division, and I did think they were going to be a good team. So don't be texting our show and not showing up, coming at D.O. like that.
Hey,
and first of all, and second of all, Dak.
I knew it was coming. Oh, get
Carson
the
Wentz
dance on.
has got double
All right,
ankle
do
sprains.
not
Dak
miss
is
Monday Night
balling.
Football right here on ESPN. The Packers taking on the Lions.
Just be
And
1-0.
tomorrow to break it all.
Wow, on sync, Stephen A. It was like they planned that. Just fall back and start rolling.
I will say this to you though. He is right because he called me because first of all he made a mistake. The first week he called me like it was after Dallas got the lead and Tom Brady got the ball with 124 left. He called me with 124 left.
It was a wrap, though.
It was an idiotic thing for Swagoo to do. This time he waited till the game was over. And I said, it's all right though. I did predict y'all will win the division. I got you winning 11 games. You can't lose every game. You was going to win one. What's the problem? So he was right. I did say that. He's right.
We got Mina back. We got Key here. Let's continue this. So, Key, I'll start with you. Is Stephen A. too high on the Steelers and, in all seriousness, too low on the Dallas Cowboys?
Absolutely. Pittsburgh Steelers, I understand it's in his blood. He likes the Steelers and Mike Tomlin. So do I, but I also am not oblivious to who's playing quarterback and who's blocking for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Their offensive line is atrocious. The defense is not all that like we thought they were based on going into Buffalo and taking care of business. And there's some injuries to that as well. I would have liked to have seen them just run the ball with Najee Harris and not drop back Ben Roethlisberger nearly as many times as they did in this particular football game. If you go back to early years of Big Ben, they ran the ball, they played defense, and they allowed him to just manage the situation. He's there now in his career. Just manage the situation. And then in terms of the Cowboys, come on, man. We just saw your A-list, and we moved some things around, me and Jeff Saturday, to add the Cowboys to the list.
Only in the fifth and fourth.
That's okay. It's a top five. Okay. If it's a top five and I'm in the top five, that's good, I would think. When you look at the Cowboys, you talk about that 124 that's left on the clock for Tom Brady. That wasn't very smart. They learned from that mistake on the road in a tough environment, a team getting their rings, lowering the banner, all those sort of things. Then they go to Los Angeles to play the Chargers, a tough team, a team that is starting to build some momentum in that particular division, and they take care of business. They run the ball well. They don't depend on Dak Prescott a whole hell of a lot. How could you not be high on them? How could you not be?
Go ahead, Mina.
Well, I'm a little confused because I was on Keyshawn's side about the Cowboys and the Steelers, but then you said your diagnosis for the Steelers was to run the ball more. Why would you keep running Najee Harris into a brick wall? That offensive line cannot run block for their life. And it's not Harris's fault, by the way, poor kid. And that's why I'm higher on the Cowboys than the Steelers, and that's where I agree with you and disagree with Stephen A. Because here's the thing. The Cowboys have an elite offense. The Steelers have an elite defense when they're healthy. So the question for both of these teams is, okay, the other unit, can they be average? And what we've seen out of this Cowboys defense, and this is why you were eating crow, Stephen A., is that they do look competent. They're not great. They're not a great defense, but Dan Quinn has got them actually playing, fitting their gaps, which is something that didn't happen last year. Micah Parsons looks like a true force on the edge. Trayvon Diggs is playing excellent. And frankly, I just don't feel that way about Pittsburgh. I don't see how this offense gets better. I see a young defense in Dallas that's not great, but can get better. Stephen A., I want you to tell me, how does this Steelers offense get better? Because I don't see it. I just don't see the path forward.
You know, I mean, I wanted to come here and argue with y'all about this. This is one of the saddest days of my career in the history of First Take, because I have to confess that I actually think the Dallas Cowboys have a better upside than the Pittsburgh Steelers right now.
Woo!
It's a sickening, saddening feeling, no doubt about it. But the Steelers' offense has been so anemic, I'm very, very concerned. I don't blame Najee Harris one bit because he has nobody blocking for him. You cannot run into a wall and be an effective running back, period. That's number one. But I did expect, you got Deontay Johnson, you got Juju Smith-Schuster, you got Chase Claypool, you got Eric Ebron. You got 4 dudes minimum out there, not even including James Washington, who wants out. You got 4 dudes minimum out there you could throw the football to. Now that brings up to Big Ben Roethlisberger. Part of the problem is that you can't protect him. Part of the problem is age and attrition has kicked in, and he's not what he used to be.
Yeah.
And so the combination of two, see, when I think about the Steelers defense, I'm thinking about T.J. Watt, Devin Bush, these boys going down with their groin injuries. If they were out there, I don't think that they would have looked that way against the Raiders. But offensively, they are what they are. And so as a result, you got to be able to protect them, and the fact that you cannot is going to compromise their passing game. With Dallas, here's the thing that I will remind y'all of. First of all, we all know that their offense is incredibly prolific, and even going up against the Chargers, you didn't have Michael Gallup, so we understand how big time you are. I think this kid Pollard looks better than Ezekiel Elliott coming out of the backfield running the football. I'm not saying he's better. I'm not saying he's the number one, but he looks better. He looks better. He's different. He's more evasive. Yeah. He looks faster. He looks more elusive. I give credit for that where it's due. What I would say to everybody is this. And everybody think I'm just joking around, but I'm dead serious when I say it, because I have proven to be right spanning 25 years and counting. Be patient, just wait. What can go wrong will go wrong. They are who they are. And why did that prove it? Listen, week 1, Zach Martin go down, COVID. Week 2, you know what I'm saying, Randy Gregory out. Okay.
So you're just thinking some juju going on somewhere.
What I'm saying is, Leo Collins, the 5-game suspension. All right.
Ooh, you thinking some of that going on, right?
I can't argue with a curse.
Let me tell you this. When I mentioned the Black Cat, First Take was going crazy because I was like, Black Cat running around that franchise. Say it with me. And last year, there was a Black Cat running around, or 2 years ago, there was a Black Cat running around MetLife Stadium. You can't make it up. And so what I'm saying to you is this. At this moment in time, Cowboy fans, you got me. You got me right now. You got a better upside than Pittsburgh. Congratulations, if that means something to you. Let me tell you something, man. Every time somebody starts bloviating about those Cowboy fans start sticking out their chest because they need the slightest little excuse to do so. And right then, they're allergic to prosperity. Just wait. Be patient.
This can't be different.
It ain't going to be different. I try to tell you right now, it ain't going to be different. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, trust me when I tell you. Be patient.
It looks different to me already. Because if you go back in the past, and I'm talking last couple years, they were not beating teams like the Chargers. They was going and losing immediately to those type of teams.
So wait. They lost to Tampa.
But Tampa's a Super Bowl champion.
They lost to Tampa.
Yeah.
They beat the Chargers. They beat a second-year
you
quarterback.
leave a minute 24 on the damn clock. You gonna lose to that dude.
They beat a second-year quarterback who made some mistakes, Mina. All right, it is what it is with you and Keyshawn. It's all right. All I'm telling you, remember I said this, and I'm dead serious. Remember I said this. These damn Cowboys, they go and it ain't gonna even be football related. They mess it up. They can't help themselves.
So when they win the division,
hold on.
When they win the division, it makes some noise in the playoffs.
They gonna make noise.
That's where it gets
when they
interesting.
make some noise in the playoffs because you grow during the season, man.
Okay.
This is only 2 games.
I
grow.
I came to this gunfight armed with, I was going to say, the Cowboys' defense is actually 16th in EPA per play, and they're playing more quarters coverage, disguising. But, shoot, I can't argue with a curse. I can't argue with the Black Cat. I can't argue with a decade of futility, which, Stephen A., you ain't wrong about that. I can't argue with that.
Hey, Mina, I'm going a step further. The Dallas Cowboys are going to win the division, like I said. They're going to continue to build momentum.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna win a damn playoff game. They gonna fold. They gonna fold.
Okay.
I promise you.
But at least you promise winning the division. That's
I do.
I just want to circle back with how we started the segment. I want to read the screen here. Saddened A. Smith.
It hurts.
Stephen A.
It hurts.
Cowboys have more upside than the Steelers?
Right now, yes.
Wait,
right
can you
now,
just say that for me? I want to make sure those are your words.
Right now, they are my words. They are my words. Right now, the Dallas Cowboys have more of an upside than my Pittsburgh Steelers, but it won't last.
Okay.
It won't last.
Well, if I'm writing the article, I'll just cut it off there.
All right.
I'll just end the headline
Here's
right there.
Here's the thing. People think I'm joking. And every year, I will remind you, this is the same franchise that had a dude get in trouble because he went to a department store to steal some cologne and a pair of drawers.
Man, stop. Leave that boy alone, man.
I didn't say his name. I didn't say his name. A pair of drawers.
All you got to do is Google it.
I mean, you can't make it up, man. You can't make it. They
really
can't help themselves. They can't.
If Pittsburgh,
they can't do it.
If Pittsburgh want to do anything,
right,
they got to push forward, man. I understand they wasn't making hay against the Raiders,
right,
but their strength for them in the running game, they got to push forward. They can't be on their
heel. It ain't a strength.
They cannot be on their
heel. And it ain't ever gonna be a strength.
Yeah, you can't. If you can't run block and you can't pass block, why are you out there? I mean, damn it, just go and get some meat and potato dudes from somewhere and just put them out there.
Just get some potatoes.
Sumo wrestlers.
AFC North was supposed to be the toughest division, but Derek Carr sliced and diced Baltimore and Pittsburgh. Are they the best surprise 2-0 teams?